folks, it's me, Minnie Mouse, coming to you live from SOAR from home. It's really me, Lindsay, under all of this Minnie Mouse. Happy April Fools! Today, that is what we're going to do. We're going to do silly, fun, harmless April Fool's Day fun. Okay? So, make sure that April Fool's Day is just for fun, but we never want to do anything that would harm or hurt anybody's feelings, right? That's what's most important. So these are just like fun, meant to be funny jokes, okay? So I made sure to pick 4 things. Some of them I haven't seen done before, so they're pretty cool. All right, the first one I'm going to show you, I thought was very clever, is we've already had spring forward, right? Where we had to turn our clocks forward. Now, if you do this, you have to write a note. 1, because I would forget I did this. And number 2, so they would know it's an April Fool's Day joke. So I wrote out a note that said, did time fly? Or did I change the clock? Question mark. And I wrote big April Fools. So I would put this near the clock or on like the fridge by the handle, somewhere where people would see it. It would be very obvious, okay? But I would go in, I would take the time it is now. This is the time when I'm filming. And I'm just going to change it back. I gotta look at it. It's backwards in the camera. I'm going to spring it forward 1 hour. So now it says 11 o'clock instead of 10. So then we're just moving it up an hour. I mean, if you want to be crazy, you could set it up 6 hours ahead. Whatever. But most important, make sure someone knows you did it. And write it down so you don't forget, okay? Next, we're going to do seafood. And I don't mean fish food for people to eat. We're going to make food that can see. So the way I saw it was you could glue googly eyes onto like jars or milk cartons, which I thought was great. But 1, I couldn't figure out what my googly eyes are because we moved a lot of things because my workspace is also my craft room. And 2, I don't know how many of you are going to have googly eyes. So I just decided to go the route of permanent marker. So with permanent marker, the suggestions they had with like milk cartons and that was really fun. But permanent marker, if you've ever tried to use it on something cold from the fridge or the freezer, it's really hard because there's like the condensation on it. So my thoughts is to do it on like cracker boxes or cereal boxes. So I grabbed a box of Chex Mix, and all you're going to do is make eyes on them. So I'm going to choose to make it on the sides of the spoon just because I think that makes sense. But so all I'm going to do, I'm going to make some big eyes. So it kind of looks like the top of the spoon has eyes looking back. And you can make your eyes look however you want. Some of you guys are really creative. You could do anime eyes. You could do full black circles. You can make eyebrows. I'm just going to color in. So I made a circle, and then do you see how I'm just making like a half circle in? And then I am coloring it in. And the idea of this is that you just do it to a couple of items, and then when somebody goes in to like grab for this box, not necessarily today, they'll have like big eyeballs staring at them. They'll just get a kick out of it. I'm going to add in some eyeballs, like some surprised eyeballs, like, why are you grabbing my box? Surprise eyeballs are usually like way up because you're like, oh, see my eyebrows go up? So does that look silly or what? Definitely looks like the spoon has some eyeballs. So that's just like fun arts and craftsy for today. So that's seafood. Permanent marker. Pretty easy. The next one I have is donut seeds. Now, I think that most of you know that donuts don't grow from seeds. They're made from flour and other materials. But we know the donut shape, other than like Long Johns or the long rectangular donuts, donuts kind of look like Cheerios or any cereal that's like circular with a hole. So now obviously if I planted these, I would not get donuts. I'd probably get a bunch of birds trying to get them from the ground, right? Or bugs. So what I did is I grabbed an envelope I had at my house and I made it look like a really nice envelope that I'm giving to somebody. I made it say, oh, just something I wanted to give to you, a present just for you, like a surprise, right? And I wrote donut seeds. Now, if you look up the word donut, there are two ways of spelling the word donut. I went with the easier version. It's a little bit easier to spell. The traditional way to spell it is D-O-U-G-H-N-U-T. That's, you're spelling out the word dough in that one. This is just the one that most donut shops use. It's just shortened. But either one is correct. And then I wrote from me, okay? And then I drew some donuts. These are the earlier drafts. And then I Googled how to draw a donut, and that one was the easiest one. That one is I just made a big brown circle, and then I drew my frosting, colored in my frosting, made sprinkles, and then I colored in the brown outside. But there's not really any more ways. I don't think my other ones came out bad. You can kind of do whatever. You could even make it, because the seeds are just all brown, right? So you can just make brown circles. So then inside my envelope, I'm just going to pour seeds, and you can make a couple of these and give them. And then, so I've now put my seeds inside. And then I'm not going to lick it because I'm working on, I don't want to share my germs with others, but just to kind of keep it closed, because I don't think that if I just turn the inside, you know, like when you don't want to lick it and you turn the inside out, I think the seeds will get out. So I'm going to use a glue stick, or you could use tape, and I'm just putting glue. I'm using purple so you can see it. I put a purple stripe, and then I'm going to fold down the top flap, get it nice, and smush it down, wait for it to dry, and then I could go do it. I haven't my son doesn't know what I'm doing, so maybe I'll do April Fools on him. But make sure after they see it, you say, just kidding, April Fools, you can't actually grow donuts. So that one's just kind of a fun one. Last one is something you might have seen before. It's one my nieces pulled on me 2 years ago, and I've seen it a couple more times since, but it's a good one. And we're gonna make people think that we made them brownies. So what we mean by that is, instead of making actual brown E's, you're gonna be making brown letter E's. See, same kind of topic, but you need to make two. So I'm going to show you kind of like the two ideas I had for that. So number one, I got a cake pan. Now, a lot of my pans are clear. I have a lot of glass pans. So this is one I bought after the holidays when they were all cheap. So this is the one I'm using. And so then it's not see-through, so they can't see the brownies. I also got some foil to put on top so they can't see. So when I'm all done, I'll put some foil on top and like scrunch it over so they can't see until they lift it up. So it's more of a surprise. Now this E that I made for my example, I used brown construction paper. I just realized I think I'm holding it wrong. And I drew an outline and I cut it out. Okay, so that one was easier because I had brown construction paper. Now, not everybody might have brown construction paper readily at their home, which is fine. So another option is I grabbed a piece of white paper. So this is the one I'm going to do an example with you of. I just grabbed a white piece of paper and I just like scribbled an area of brown. Okay, so I made brown. That totally works too. Now I'm going to take a blue marker just so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to make a letter E. Now I'll go through this with you just in case you also need help. I'm also writing upside down backwards. So the first thing to make a big thick letter E is you're going to make a straight line down. Then from the top and the bottom, you're going to make two equal or as equal lines as you can out. Can you guys see that? I'll move it forward. So I made two lines out. Then you're just going to go a little bit down and a little bit up from those lines. Okay. And then you're going to go in, but not all the way back to your starting line, okay? So you're going in, but not all the way. Then we're going to go up a little, down a little. Then we're going to go out, out, connect. And you see, now I have an E. Then we're going to cut it out. Then we'll have our two E's in our cake pan. I'm not going to take the time to cut them out, but I will cut it out later. Put it in here. I'm going to cover it with foil. Then I would go up to somebody and be like, I made you brownies. Just want to let you know that I was thinking about you. And they would open up and be like, I get it, brownies. And you would go, April Fools. So that's a harmless one to do. All right, so make sure that if any of these, I tried to pick ones that were very, very tame, that wouldn't hurt people's feelings, but in case somebody does get their feelings hurt, I'm apologizing. And make sure that you also apologize and say that this was not meant to harm or cause sad feelings. Some reminders are, I sent out an email about 3 o'clock yesterday, and it had a survey in it. I will include it in the email today, but that email is helping me figure out what you guys have available and what you guys programs you're used to using so that we can figure out online programming that we can utilize during this time. And number 2, it is also giving you an opportunity to kind of just send in quick, like which SOAR from home videos you're liking and going through. So that will also help me guide this program. So that's really helpful. And it's an anonymous survey, so all your answers are anonymous. So you're allowed to let me know anything you want me to know, and any direction you would like to see Project SOAR or SOAR from home go. That's totally cool. Make sure to like, do a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and yeah. And also be sending in your SOAR Smiles shout outs. Okay, my shout out today is for Elizabeth Coltes. She is our first person to be commenting on the videos below with her answers and following along with the games. So I really appreciate it, Elizabeth. Way to go. She's also been checking in on me with email. So I really appreciate that. Everyone, have a good Wednesday.